My name is Keturah Vaughn, and I am a student in the Psychology 3620, Section 0071, Developmental Psychology class. And this is my assignment on Language Development Podcast Week 10 assignment. In this podcast, I will be explaining the concept of first words. I will begin by defining language. Language is a form of communication that can be spoken, written, or signed, and is based on a system of symbols such as letters or sign language. There are 5 components of language. Phonology is the first, and that is the system of a language which consists of the rules for combining sounds together in order to produce meaningful speech. Morphology is another component, which is rules over the formation of differences between meaningful words from sounds. Semantics are meanings expressed in words through sentence structure and consists of free morphemes and bound morphemes. This is another component of language. Syntax, the 4th component of language, is the structure of language, such as grammatical rules that specify words and how they are to be combined to form meaningful phrases and sentences. Pragmatics, which is the last component of language, are the principles that underline appropriate use of language and gauge its effectiveness in social contexts, such as using language to communicate effectively and efficiently. This includes socio-linguistic knowledge, which are rules specific to one's culture on how language should be structured and used properly, and nonverbal signals, which is the ability to understand and use nonverbal signals such as facial expressions. With babies, parents often use prosodic features, which is a higher pitch and a greater range of frequencies, more varied and exaggerated intonation, for example, "Hi, baby," or "Hello, little man." They also use nonverbal signals such as facial expressions and pointing. They also use redundancy features, which is a repetition over shorter amounts of time. In order to encourage the baby to remember certain cues, they also use baby words, also referred to as lexical features, which, for example, are mama, dada, boo-boo, "Oh, you got a boo-boo?" or "Ouchie, did that hurt?" This is so the child can begin to babble these words and encourage speech so that the baby could recognize and respond in an appropriate manner. Babbling begins around 6 months, so lexical features are mostly used during the prelinguistic phase. This is the period before children utter their first meaningful words. This period lasts between the first 10 to 13 months. First words are typically uttered after the first 10 to 13 months, but timing of the first word and vocabulary spurt varies between child and is specific to an individual child. Thank you for listening to my podcast.